You've heard of Mona the vampire? Well, now it's Meira the vampire. It's close, probably better, arguably.
Don't wait for me, 'cause I keep breathing fire. I won't wait for you, 'cause you keep telling lies. I keep going high, she keeps going low. At the end of the day, she's gone. But you don't wait for me, 'cause I keep breathing fire. And you keep telling lies.
Hi guys, and welcome back to another episode of Outcasts 2 Icons with me. If you're enjoying the series, of course, drop a like on the video, up the algorithm ultras. So, we started quite well there, didn't we, in that last game? I did check, obviously, as you saw, they were in fact a team relegated from the top flight last season, so for us to go there and win 3-0 was surprising, it could be said, but I think we're in a really, really good spot. Now, obviously, we've already played the second leg. I'll bundle that in to the off-camera games for today. Needless to say, we are through. Not that that's a huge surprise. We've been drawn against Paphos of the top flight, a decent side as well, in the next round, but that round isn't for a couple of months yet, so we'll have to see. Something I forgot to mention in the transfer episode is that at one point I had a deal agreed, and I talked about this on stream on Thursday. I had a deal agreed to sign a player that we had on trial. I think his name was Alexander Lind. He's a Danish striker, and he was originally going to be my first choice for a striker before we brought in Mendy. And we brought him on a trial. He'd been released by his club. It was like, cool, we'll bring him in. Had a deal on the table, about £600 a week. You know the sort of drill. And all of a sudden, just out of nowhere, I got a news article saying that the deal had fallen through. And I'm like, why? So I click on his page and man's just retired. It was really weird. I could see his profile page, but it said, like, we had the little one of these, a status icon that said RTD, retired. And now when I go to look at him, I can't find him because he has now, like, just completely retired. The man chose to retire from football at the age of 21 rather than sign a contract to come play for Ermis. And to that I say, Alexander, that's your loss, buddy. That's your loss. So, similar lineup around from the last match, to be honest, but it is our first league game, so I'm going to just clear the bench quite simply and just bring a proper bench in and just sort of see. Let me just remove some of this stuff. We've got some players on trial, but I'm not really going to sign any of them up. For the simple reason is that I tend to get stuck in the big club mindset, whereby you need quite a big squad because of all the fixture congestion and injuries and whatnot. And something I've struggled with is adapting to the fact that at this level and at Vilesta, you don't really need that big of a squad because the games don't come as thick and fast, so there's plenty of time to recover, and that gives time for injuries to recover. So I really wouldn't want my squad any bigger than it currently is. If anything, I'd rather it be slightly smaller, but when you're bringing in players, you're like, ooh, piece of candy kind of thing, just bringing in the next guy that looks quite decent. So yeah, maybe it was a mistake getting as many players as we did, but I do still feel like this is a hell of a team we've built here. Is there anyone I'd rather have on the bench instead of the keeper? Someone like Celios over on this left-hand side to come on for Meira if we need to, particularly if it gets a bit too light outside. His vampiric tendencies could come into play at that point. Right, finally, a team that aren't playing a 4-1-4-1. However, it has now been posited that Marco Meira, the reason he's allowed to play, or can play, in the daylight games is because only his dad is a vampire. Dad vampire, mum normal person, you know? Dad's a muggle, mum's a witch. I also love how his story has purely turned into some kind of anime, and I'm kind of here for it. Imagine the intro to that. You've heard of Mona the vampire? Well, now it's Meira the vampire. It's close, probably better, arguably. I started Sergiu right back in the last game because Stilianu was slightly knackered, so yeah. So I was alerted to the fact in the comments, apparently I was right about the badge and the stuff I talked about, but apparently the team's nickname is actually Wing-Footed, so I guess that's sort of a translation. So I quite like the Wingfoot, or the Wing Feet as the nickname of the team, which is pretty damn cool. The game didn't have a team's nickname built into it, which was kind of annoying, but now we know that, I feel even better about them. Alki were one of the teams that were in the battle for that spot last year, so I'll be interested to see how we compare to them with the new lineup, I suppose. Booty rolls it in. It's a poor ball, and the defender, oh wow, actually that was extremely good. Oh dear. Okay, it was a good header. I'm surprised he even won that, but we could get caught on the break here. We've got them relatively well cut off there, actually. That could have been a much more dangerous attack, but it might not be out the woods yet. Shahid, bit of space inside for Sissoko, edge of the box. Oh my god, Nuno Felix. Well, this has been the season so far of long-range bangers, and Nuno Felix has absolutely hammered that one past Duvniak, and I don't really think there's a lot he could have done about that. I thought we defended it fairly well, getting players back and getting into a comfortable position, but Sissoko, I thought he was going to shoot. He just stands off, opens up a little channel, and that is just a phenomenal effort there. Oh dear, okay, that's fine. In slightly weirder news, Sokulski, well, a team meeting was called because some players decided that they were unhappy about the fact that I couldn't reassure Sokulski that I wasn't replacing him. Oh, Meira's in! Marco! How do you do that with your right foot, Marco? I'm just genuinely baffled. Try doing that again. I dare you. But yeah, players called a team meeting to tell me how annoyed they were that I couldn't reassure Sokulski of his place in the team. You know, the guy who's out for 5 months and literally is unable to play. So that's annoying. Oh, Christ. Sissoko's through here. We could be 2 down. Good save from Duvniak there. Wow, okay. Duvniak, if we could score one right on the stroke of half time or something, that's a good ball. All right, okay, there we go. Fonbatas picks it up. Mendy now. Inside for Christos. There's runners made. And one of those is Meira, who's missed that horrible chance already so far. But maybe he can turn creator today. Victor, out wide for David Dynamite. We need a good ball in. And, cleared. Booty with the strike. It's just wide. Better from us, though. That's more like it. It's going to be thrown straight to him. No, he's found Meira. Well played. Victor again. Whips it in, and Booty's header is in the back of the net! Regan Booty! Ermis 1, Alki 1. Booty scores his 2nd goal of the season, and that is the most unexpected type of Booty goal I've seen in a while. Great ball in. I think it was from Victor. Just picks out his midfield partner, and Booty with the late run. And that's what I want from that position. We are level here and are starting to look a lot more good towards the end of this half. And you could see, I mean, you could barely see because purple, but we have started to improve as the game's worn on. Booty's literally half-time equaliser. He's basically scored in the tunnel. I love this man. Can he pull it back maybe? Whips it through. Oh, great chance. Victor! Oh, the keeper very nearly put that into his own net there as Victor once again lethal from distance. And you can see that Victor Booty partnership in that midfield too is starting to look incredibly fruitful as is another good shot. Dynamite, Victor, here we go. Winding it up. Lovely ball around the side for Christou. Lovely football again. Great pick out. Christou can't do really much more than getting the shot away there, but he does. And that's more like it from the lad. That's what I want to see. Finds Sissoko. This is not really his strong point, though, in their team, it would seem. But this could be a problem now. If they can get a good ball in, it's Fatty. Scored against us last season. Do not foul him here. God damn it, guys. We've really not been 2-1 bad in this game, and it's just been silly mistakes that have cost us here. Like, there's plenty of time to get players in the right positions for this. Fatty does very well to keep on driving here and go past our fullback, and then they just get all disjointed. Defenders are all out of position, and Sissoko, it's a great finish. Oh my lord. Booty's ball in. Meira's on the end of it in a good block. Ivasilio, there's a ball in behind here actually for Fatty again. He's been super dangerous so far. Booty, great tackle from Regan Booty. He's already on a booking, but that was an extraordinary good tackle. No! Okay, well, now it's 3. I don't know. They've actually caught us with some good plays in this game, but 3-1, wow, they've just been consistently very good. We've just picked up where we left off in the league last year. I was not expecting this today, to be honest. I thought we'd be better than this, and we have been okay. It's a great tackle from Booty, but then he can't get up quick enough. And then, yeah, ball to the back post. Defender doesn't even jump for it or just phases through the player. It's just poor. Storner us. How on earth? Oh, we have just fallen apart here. Just bad defending after bad defending. Completely. Yeah, no. We just write this one off at this point. Like, they're not winning basic headers. They're not making basic tackles. Every clearance is going straight back to our opponents, which, I mean, wow, we've just been shocking in the defence today. And I think sometimes you just got to be like, it's just one of those games because, like, there's 3 of you and you all miss it. Fonbatas. Oh, ball through and it's in off the post. Vasilis Saulis off the bench to score. It's not the first time that he's done that playing in that attacking midfield role for us this season, and I do start to wonder if he might end up usurping Christou's role at the moment. It's 4-2. We're back in. It's a great ball through from, I think, Fonbatas. Gets it off that near post. No, doesn't even touch the post. It's 4-2. Is there still time? Probably not. 4-2 feels extremely harsh on us overall in this game, but we defended poorly to give them the chances that they did get. That's more what it was than anything else. Didn't take the chance. We had a couple of chances ourselves and took them, but conceding 4 goals off of that is pretty poor from us, really. That's just, yeah, sometimes you just have to hold your hands up and be like, that was just a bad game defensively for us in many, many ways. They just shat the bed. Should not be conceding 4 goals off of that amount of chances. That little spell from 60 minutes onwards to 77 just completely obliterated us out of nowhere. Disappointing, but I'm not overly concerned by it because I still think we actually play pretty well, and probably we play this game 10 times again and we probably win about 5 of them. So still, 4-2, it's disappointing, but we can definitely build on that and use it to sort of drive us on for the rest of the season. But yeah, annoying still. On to our Ahironis. Right then, we're back. Now, this game was obviously played before all of that stuff, and it was the second leg of the cup match. Relatively straightforward one here. Lovely goal by Adam Brooks, and it was 1-0, and that was all she wrote. Through to the next round. However, our first actual match in the league in the off-camera period, it didn't start particularly well. Ball was put through here, and Ramos was able to slam Acel in front after just 23 minutes. In the second half, though, I made a slight change to the tactics stuff and reverted on some things, and although we didn't actually score directly from that, we looked a lot better as Antzulas' goal was able to give us 1-1 on the night. I still think we played pretty well, and maybe we're unlucky not to win this game, but you can see from the XG, at half-time, I basically turned off the back post crossing from our right back because I feel like we were trying to force it into areas and it was causing Meira to just lose a lot of challenges and for us to abandon some of our good build-up, and I think that is honestly the reason we've been so just average in the first couple of games. And boy oh boy did that show up in the next game as we started to look much better. Meira with the ball here, rolls it through for Regan Booty, 1-0 to Ermis after just 3 minutes. Another goal for Regan Booty, which is just lovely to see in general. Again, Booty getting the ball out on the right hand side here, putting back across. Fombatas this time does go to the back post and Meira is able to slam home a goal for second. It's just better to do that than it is to force the situation, I feel like, and that's what we were much better at in this game. Then Dynamite getting the ball on the left hand side here. Eventually it drops back to Adam Brooks, picks out a gorgeous ball, and who would be on the end of it but yet again Regan bloody Booty for the brace. You love to see it. And then before half time it got even worse for Thoy as they were just really struggling to get any momentum going. This time Dynamite getting the ball out, whips it across, and there was Vasilis Solis, who I decided to start in this game to make it 4-0 at half time. That was all she wrote, but again, I think 4 is very harsh on Thoy, without a shadow of a doubt. And in the second half, we did kind of tail off a little bit, but much more like it from us. Just a bit more free-flowing, not trying to force too much of the ball into certain positions. And I think that made a huge difference here, as our goal scoring was much better in this game. Next up was an absolute humdinger against Othellos. Conceded one of those annoying penalties where they get the ball to fall behind after just 10 minutes. But then, 21 minutes into the game, ball was whipped in. Who would be on the end of it but Regan Booty again? His header comes off the post, hits the goalkeeper, goes in for an own goal. But we take those here. We take those. And then not long after that, Fombatas again with a delicious ball in. Antzulas was on the end of it to make it 2-1 at half-time. Really good stuff. And then he managed to grab himself yet another assist for an Antzulas goal to make it 3-1. Still a bit against the run of play in places in this one, but then it just kind of went nuts after that. Duvniak with a great ball through the middle. Christou was off the bench in this one, breaking in behind, slamming it past the goalkeeper to make it 4-1 after 65 minutes. But given that Othellos had moved to a 4-3-3 system at this point, it was bound to just get ridiculous. Bjelbrook with the ball through. Lovely finish at the back post here from Stavrou to make it 4-2. But we still have one final sting in the tail. Booty's ball through. Victor's header to make it 5-2 to Ermis. Now, since we've made these little changes, and again, this game was much tighter than that would suggest. Obviously, the penalties bumped their rating up a little bit, and obviously their goal was extremely high XG, but still, they had to create the chances themselves, and they did. So 5-2 was a bit harsh on them. Completely agree with that one. But suddenly, 9 goals in our last 2 matches. We've been let off the leash. And in the last game of this little period, we went away to relatively high-flying, actually, Psevda. Lovely little flick on here from Suto, and Ismaili making the run at the back post to make it 1-0 to Psevda. However, second half, we changed Mendy to a pressing forward on attack, and it seemed to make a good deal of difference. Sergio's ball in. Solis was off the bench in this game to make it 1-1. And an incredible moment as well. We actually managed to grab the winner. Solis dinks one through. The defender misses it. It comes to Simonetti to slide us 2-1 winners. And again, I think we were probably the better side on the night, but they did have some good chances in this game. We just took the chances when they came. Coming from behind in successive games to get victories is extremely good. It shows that we can really dig deep when we needed to. Meira was terrible in the first sort of 55 minutes of this game, and then I brought obviously Solis off the bench, and he gets a goal and an assist from left-hand side as well. And all that leaves us 4th in the league, and that's pretty good so far. +6 goal difference, 10 points on the board. We lost our first game, obviously, and drew the second, and I was starting to get a bit concerned, but 3 straight wins since then, and some decent teams beaten in that period as well. I mean, not amazingly decent teams, but still, some good results on the board. Fombatas as well with 5 assists so far. Regan Booty's got 4, I think. No, 3 in the league, technically. Now, obviously, they want to make loads of changes. I did put Christou back in for the last game, as Solis has had a poor one before. And Christou, he's been all over the place, but I do think he's slightly improved in the last few games to give me the reason to keep him in the team currently. So the only change I made, as I said, was turning off the back post crosses off of Sergio. I think it was... I like the idea, because that's when we do that, it does tend to work. But I think that having it as an instruction forces the ball there too often, and it can be at the expense of Marco Meira sometimes, and it causes him to have poor ratings. Although that being said, he did still play atrociously in the last game, even without that. Riosa on the bench probably won't be able to be fit enough today, and neither is Stelios, unfortunately. He's a little bit... he picked up a knock in that period too. So Stilianu, I think, will come back into the team again on the bench. Still not sure if I want to be starting him here, although that said, you could see that he's been much better than Sergio, who's good defensively but does lack a bit of forward presence, and then maybe actually having Stilianu there isn't the worst idea in the world. However, I am probably going to go with Sawless today, just to keep rotating Sawless and Christu in and out, just to see who really takes that role to be their own. Now, Sawless actually played on the left when he came off the bench last time, so it's hard to say how well he'll actually do today through the middle. And that's hard to ignore in a situation like this. It's lovely to just be playing against Ahironas. It takes me back how I used to take the piss out of their really badly drawn badge. They've upgraded it a bit now. It might have just been that I had a really bad version, but regardless, this needs to be a victory. Strong start from us so far. They play a 4-4-2, which I found that when we come up against 4-4-2 teams, when they fall behind, if they're desperate to get a goal back late on, a Sawless bends it wide, they tend to switch to 4-3-3, and we are very good against that shape. Ahironas aren't looking too bad, actually. They've had some chances which we've not seen. Oh, Booty's inside, he's gone for goal, and it's a good strike at goal. Goes out wide for Dynamite. Meira could make a little run in behind here, but he's just going to... There he goes. It's going to be an option for him. Now he can come short. Hopefully dig out across with his right foot. Whips it through. Booty's header! And it's... Oh, wow. Fombatas should be hitting the target with that. Somewhat average first half performance from us. Definitely the better side, but we tend to just wind up into these games. You know, second half Ermis are lethal. I'm tempted to make that switch again, to go for the attacking pressing forward on Mendy again. Now, the one issue with that is because he plays with back to goal, it can be a bit conflicting. So, finds Victor again. There's the runners. Sawless. Mendy. He's got that roll. Oh, he nearly had the overlapper there. But Fombatas will pick this up. He's got support from Stiliano and has a lovely little run from Booty near post. Stiliano maybe have a goal. Good effort. Clipped it long. And Mendy's actually going to get a chance to bring this down. I think he does. And Sawless has got it. Back for Mendy. They've set up really, really strongly to defend against this type of football. But we just need to keep on playing our game. There we go. Round the side for Meira. Now we've actually got under the wide areas. Can we find a good ball in? And Booty's header! There he is again! Ermis 1, Ahironas 0, and who else but Regan Bastard Booty getting on the end of it again. He's not even that tall. He just seems to be able to ghost into these positions and find a little opening here to rise higher than the defender, and it's 1-0 to Ermis. Regan Booty with his 5th goal of the year already. When we get into like this kind of flow state where it's just constantly recycling the ball, we are unplayable at times. Meira, they've given him space to cross, goes back for Victor, back for Meira again. Could drop this through for him, all the way across. Oh, it's his own player. And even if we only win this 1-0, it's still been an excellent performance in the second period. Booty could slip this around the corner maybe. Fombatas, he won't be able to shoot from here, but he could pull it back for Mendy, and he's finally scored it. Mamadou Mendy in there. It's Ermis 2, Ahironas 0. Our old team from many moons ago are going to suffer at the hands of us here, but I think it's just a case of second half, we were just that little bit better. Having meant, I don't know what it is, but for whatever reason, we were just absolutely unplayable here. Fombatas does well, drops it short, Mendy makes the run. It's a great finish from the lad. It's his first goal for the club, and he's deserved it for the hard work he's put in over the course of this season so far. It's going to be Ermis 2, Ahironas 0. It's been a second half game for us, really. We have controlled this match in the second period and thoroughly deserve our victory. Just a great win. Look at the second half. We just took over this match. Brilliant again. Regan Booty, another goal. Man of the match. Mamadou Mendy, the man, finally scoring his first goal for the club. That was about as perfect as I could hope for, really. Controlled the possession, controlled the chances. Just gave them nothing in the second period. They had no chance. I barely saw them touch the ball. And there we have it. Actually only go up to 4th in the league. Or say stay 4th, as it were. But we now are only a point off the top of the division. And the form that we've been on as of late, I think that's now 4 consecutive league victories. And 5 wins out of 6 with a draw in there too. You know, I think we've definitely got a team that can challenge for the top of this division now. We're winning games, we're scoring goals. Regan Booty has got 5 goals. I'm ecstatic with us. 4 goals, 5 goals, 2 goal, 1, 2 goal, 2 goal. We've not scored any less than 2 goals in our most recent matches, and it's made a huge difference to us. There's just that little bit more cutting edge now. And we still scored in those first 2 games, just defensively shat the bed against Alki. It was incredible. So, next episode, we start off against top of the league, Paralimni. That is not going to be easy by any means. Probably come back for the derby in there as well. That'd be kind of fun. So if you've enjoyed this episode and the way this is looking for our season, drop a like. That'd be magnificent. If you are new to the channel, subscribe. That'd be delightful as well. And I will see you guys tomorrow for some more Outcast to Icons. Thank you so much for watching. Hold your gun. Capybara. Bye-bye.